Tell me what it's been like being there in Shalit's hometown the day he was set free.
It's been a real experience. I think we really felt like we watched history today. Just seeing the first visuals of Gilad move and breathe and see that he's actually alive and he's not just a name that we've been kind of caring for and loving and praying for him to come home. He's finally back home, and watching that happen and so close to us is I don't think I have words to describe it. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, and you know, after being with the family for such a long time, you get really connected and close to them. And for me, one of the things that I dreamed about for the past few years is seeing Aviva hugging her own son. And even in the personal aspect, it was a dream come true.
Yeah, I mean, talk to me about those moments, seeing that mother reconnect with her son. I mean, viewers at home can't even imagine the emotion in the room.
I mean, we've been following the family for almost 4 years, so we know so much about their agony from up close, and the first thing that we really think about when we hear and see Gilad is the fact that he's actually united with his family, and he gets to go back home and have dinner with them, like Noam was saying, and see his room again, and all the little things that people kind of forget that are part of daily life. That people take for granted, like what is he going to eat, his favorite food, and that's really, you get quite emotional, we get quite emotional when we remember all the things that we know Aviva kept telling us that he loves.
Were you in the family compound when he actually made it back? Did you capture all of that stuff on film?
We weren't exactly in there, but we were in the area. We try to respect the family as much as we can. And we know how this moment is so fragile and delicate for them, so we give them the space. Although we are there from, like, we're a fly on the wall.
A fly on the wall. So you've laid eyes on Gilad Shalit already yourselves. He's this person who has been at the center of your creative lives for such a long time. Tell me what went through your mind when you finally laid eyes on him.
You know, actually, I think for the first time I understand the meaning of shivering. I mean, I couldn't stand. It was so emotional, and seeing him just in front of me, and he was so skinny, and just there, realistic. It was an unforgettable moment for me.
I think also everybody speaks about how Gilad is everyone's own son or brother, and when we were all here together, whether it be media, just citizens, the people who worked for the campaign, when Gilad was here, you could just feel everybody change and really finally take a deep breath and feel like, you know, our brother is back home, and that's a really special feeling.
Why did you want to tell this story? Why was it so important to you?
We met the family a few years ago, and we really were exposed to this extremely introverted family that had the most incredible story, and we really befriended them, and we shared with them our idea and our thoughts that this could actually, first of all, tell Gilad or show Gilad what they have done for him, and it's a really intimate document for Gilad. And on the other hand, we really wanted to use it as a tool and portray their struggle as a family that could be any family in Israel, and it's something that we all face, and a threat that's kind of lies upon every single Israeli home when we send our sons to the army. And we asked their permission, and they agreed.
Yeah, and I think that's really the most important thing, that the initial goal of filming was, first of all, to show the family and Gilad, when he comes back, all the memories, because how can you tell somebody what they've been going through for the past 5.5 years? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's the only way for them to show him what really happened, with conversations, with the daily life of the family. And we had the privilege to show it to the public from inside the house. Everybody knows this family, but nobody really knows them. Yeah. We were the only one inside in the most hard moments through this ordeal.
We want to show our viewers now one of those difficult moments, the moment back in October 2009 when the family got a proof of life video showing their son. Let's take a moment, let's run the clip, and then we'll pick up our conversation.
שלום, אני גלעד בנועם ואביבה שליט, אח של הדס ויואל שגר במצפה הילה. כפי שאתם רואים, אני מחזיק בידי את העיתון פלסטין של היום. 14/9/2009 יוצא בעזה.
14 בספטמבר. כנראה.
אני מקווה ומחכה כבר תקופה ארוכה ליום שבו...
So Tamar, let me ask you, we've seen the emotion once again, and this was 5.5 years of high emotion. But talk to me about what stands out for you from that moment.
This is the first real sign of life, that heard his voice, but seeing his face, seeing, first of all, seeing the fact that he's moving, that he's got, 2 legs and 2 arms, and that he's not that hurt, seeing his voice kind of shiver. I think that watching them and seeing that they're actually looking at it for the first time, I think that was the hardest point that we had filming for the last few years, because it was the most real we ever got to Gilad. We never touched him, we never saw him otherwise, just photos that kept running around television. This was the real thing, and it was probably the most powerful moment we've experienced.
And you, Tal?
The thing that I remember the most is the grandparents, because both of them were there, and for them it was so emotional. And I remember Tzvi, the grandfather, coming to me and saying, I got a sign of life. My grandchild is alive. And this is definitely a sentence that I remember forever.
Tamar and Tal, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day and a very stressful day emotionally to talk to us here at CNN. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, and best